You know, tens and tens and tens of millions of views at the Alex Jones channel on YouTube. And what makes me angry at YouTube is that the hypocritical creatures suspended the account, fan-based account, that was just getting bigger and bigger. Every week was in the top videos, routinely number one on YouTube. And that's just one outpost for us on YouTube, which is one outpost of hundreds in the digital war. One of hundreds of big outposts. There are millions and billions total small outposts. But a key fight in the info war against the globalists, a key place where we're able to reach out to new people and wake up just untold amounts of folks, unlock their minds. But what upsets me is that I'm sure you've heard about this. You can just put it into a search engine and pull it up if you haven't, that Google is digitizing all the major literary works of all time, including the Bible, Harry Potter, Sun Tzu's Art of War. Whether it has a copyright or not, Google is allowed to do it because they were set up by MIT and the Central Intelligence Agency, and they office out in their development firm out of the NASA complex. And we've had Mr. Steele and other CIA high-level agents on in technology to document who the people are at the CIA, just like AT&T and all these big outfits are government-run or controlled. IBM, Walmart, it's all infrastructure. It's all intertied together. This is the military-industrial complex. And it is a government operation to dominate the Internet. They are digitizing all the printed works in the world, claiming they can do it, claiming they own it, but then I show a Pittsburgh Post-Gazette article. That's what got the Alex Jones channel taken down. Folks, the Washington Journal on C-SPAN for 25 years, in the papers, show in New York news every day. I mean, I took RTF, and it's basic. You can show any news article you want. You can show clippings. I could sit here and show news articles for 4 hours every day and simulcast at prisonplanet.tv. In fact, a lot of newspapers send out their papers to all the different media outlets, radio stations, you name it, wanting them to be covered. You know, the issue here is that they said, oh, no, you can't. And the Pittsburgh Post-Gazette complained and said he can't show our news article, which was even crazier because it was about myself being attacked and libeled by them and defamed by them, so I could really show it. But that's why the Alex Jones channel was completely blown away. Now, I got all this important, genetically engineered H1N1 flu news. I've got police state news. I've got incredible economy news. But it is about the attack on free speech today. But again, what's happening to me is a microcosm. I'm going to break all this down after I cover other news at the bottom of the hour. But I do want you to call everybody you know. I do want to point out this live transmission on the AM and FM dial, global shortwave, the internet satellite, soon to be on XM 3 hours a day. We'll give you the show times. It may be live or may be retransmitted. We're not sure yet. But we will be on. It's a done deal, signed deal, affiliate deal. You know, where they get half the ads, we get half the ads. That's why deals are done. Basic month-to-month deal has been inked with XM and Sirius to start June 6th. So the show is really becoming so mainstream. It's seen as extremely radical. But more and more big AM and FMs are picking us up, because what we've talked about has all come true. We have incredible credibility. So we're making huge inroads. We are exploding. The establishment is now paying major attention to us. We're getting death threats. We're getting threats. We're getting all sorts of dirty tricks that I won't even elaborate on here. And I just smile inwardly because I know that means my mission to damage the New World Order with truth, to go after them, to defeat them, to rout them, to stand up against them. I mean, I'm committed to this fight. There's no getting out of it now. I'm glad I committed. If I had it all over to do again, I would do it, and even more. I would have just worked harder when I was young. I only put about 8 hours into this when I was 22, 23, 24. By the time I was 25, it went to about 10, 12 hours. By the time I was about 28, it went to 16 hours. Now, many days, it's 18 hours. It completely has consumed me, this mission to defeat the globalists, to bring them to justice, to warn the people, to raise the alarm. And we're doing it. And we're doing it effectively, and I am honored and blessed and humbled. Now, the big issue here is YouTube has a long history of banning anything that criticized the military, that showed them killing dogs, killing sheep, killing animals, torturing dogs, sitting off the side of the road, machine gunning whole families for fun and laughing about it. And YouTube would take these down. Even when it was on national news, Google and YouTube would take these down, and the White House admits, and the Senate admits, and Lieberman admits they just email them what they don't like. The Southern Poverty Law Center, ADL, are, quote, partners. They have employees paid for with federal grants inside YouTube now for a year, banning anything and everything. And they go through YouTube and Google on record. This is all mainstream news. You can search engine it and pulling it up. It's been covered at nauseum. They're proud of it. The mainstream media says it's good. Banning anything and everything they want. So the Southern Poverty Law Center and the ADL are literally the commissariat. That's the political police in America. You don't know what commissariat is? Search engine that and give me the definition of commissariat. Commissariat, yeah, that's the Soviet political police. And they had the NKVD that then if the commissariat pointed you out in their little black uniforms, you would then be dragged away. And then give me the Alexander Solzhenitsyn quote, too. Oh, how we burn in the camps. I want to read that. Because, listen, when I say this, I mean it in my heart. I know it intellectually. I know it in my gut. I know it in my spirit. They are going to do the same thing here they did in Nazi Germany and the Soviet Union and in Cambodia and in China. And the globalists funded it all. They plan a bloody purge in America. There is no doubt. The globalists admit it. Now, what they're trying to eat a big elephant here, but they're eating this one big piece at a time. They've already eaten about half the elephant, and they're down into our innards right now like a bunch of vampire bats on our beating heart, sucking it dry, just slathering the blood all over their little goblin-like faces. And you can see all the different little vampire bats in there having their blood meals, bloated, enjoying themselves. You ever read about the feeding practices of a vampire bat? I happened to pick up this animal encyclopedia I've got that I read to my children every day, and I opened it to vampire bats this morning. It just reminded me how disgusting they are. It made me think of the New World Order. I'm not going to describe their feeding habits, but you need to go read it for yourself. Here's a commissariat. No, that's not the commissar. Just print me commissar. This is the Latin name for the supply house people in the Army go to, a system for supplying an army with food supplies. Just give me commissar. And it says the commissariat's a government department in the Union of the Soviet Socialist Republics. But the popular name is I'm going to the commissar, the PX, to get some cigarettes. But in the Soviet system, it's the Department of the Union of the Soviet Republics. Yeah, but that was the political police. Pull me up, commissar. Anyways, I digress. They are literally setting up a commissariat here in the United States. There is absolutely no doubt. And when I say that, we have documentation. So that is coming up. And I'm going to give you,